Today we're in Coverdale in the Yorkshire Dales, about 5 miles from Leyburn. We're parked in the car park. It's a £1 honesty box. We're going to turn right towards Coverdale footbridge and then make our way to Swin, Horsehouse and back to Carlton and make it around. So we're heading slightly downhill now towards the end of the village, looking for a right turn. So just past your letterbox on your left, we turn right. We're heading towards Coverdale Bridge now. So we're following a little lane in between the buildings. We just keep heading downhill. It's very cold today, beginning of March. We make our way down to a gate, turn right through there and head for the wall corner and the trees at the back. We're at the wall corner now. We look to our left-hand side. We've got a stone barn, and at the hills at the other side, we've still got snow, and it's just a bit misty. We can see a gate in the distance. We're just following the wall. We go through the gate. In front of us, we've got a gill. And we just follow the fence line there, look, slightly downhill. We make our way down to the river cover and then cross over the footbridge. We've just seen our first dipper, so he flew off though. So we see one or two more. We'll just take a quick shot to our left-hand side as we cross over. We're heading uphill now towards the trees. We're looking for a right turn towards Nanthwaite Bridge. We're following the fence line. And as you can see, we've got like a little gill on our left-hand side. We make our way up to the gate, through it, turn right, and then we make our way uphill. We've got the fence line on our right-hand side. And if we look down below us, we've got another stone barn. When you walk onto the top, look to the left-hand side of the big trees. You'll see a water trough just behind it, the stile. So head towards there, slightly uphill. Cross over the stile, and then we're heading slightly right, downhill. Look to your left-hand side and you'll see the stile in the middle of the tiny bit of wall over there, and that takes us down to the road. It's the 4th of March today. We've been told that there's a few lambs up in Coverdale. We can't see any at the moment. If we're lucky, we might come across some. We're just looking to our right-hand side here. You're walking with a taxi driver today. We made our way across the field, through the gate, turn right and down the road. But just before we do, we'll just show you these. As you can see there, the mole catcher's been doing his job. We've got 11 moles here, and they're all in pretty good nick, so it's recent, but there's plenty of molehills. So we're on the road now, heading down towards the bridge. We can see a stone barn at the far side. We're turning left just before the bridge on like a bit of a tarmac track. The signpost says Swineside 1 mile. The river's just down below, bearing off to our right. We walk forward about 300 yards from the bridge, and then the track bears off to your left, through the woods, slightly uphill. As we come out into the next field, we look straight above us, and we've got an old lime kiln with a tree grown out of it. So we're heading up in that direction. You'll see a barn in front of you and a telegraph pole. As you head up the field, keep to the right-hand side of the telegraph pole and head towards the far corner. You'll see a footpath sign that's laid down. Through the next bit of field, 50 feet, and then we turn right over the stile. As we walk across the field, we look to our left with 2 oyster catchers, tiny bit of snow. In the back of there, we've got the sheep feeding and a stone barn just at the back of that. As you walk into the next field, Look slightly left and you'll see a bit of a wall. Just to the right hand side of there is your footpath sign. Just keep heading towards that. As we make our way towards the wall, we see there's a tiny little spring coming through it at the end. We're level with the footpath sign now. We look to our right, tiny bit of sunlight coming through and the mist lifting. So we just take a quick shot of the valley at the other side. And we can see there's a couple of farms there. Just keep heading forward, 300 or 400 yards. A wall comes across in front of you, just at the corner of the field, and then we turn left through the gate, or through the opening, slightly uphill. At the corner of that field where we went through the gate, there's no signpost, so it's so easy to go straight on. But as you've gone through the gate, 200 yards in front of you, you'll see your stile. We're heading towards Swineside now. So we're slowly heading uphill. We've got our signpost in the middle of the field, tree and barn in the distance. As we make our way towards the barn, we find it's the Swineside weather station. We make our way through the buildings at Swineside, and then we turn right downhill. We're just following the track at the back of the houses and go through the gate on the left hand side of the tree. We're heading towards Horsehouse now. It's just a shame it's a bit misty. We make our way to the next wall, go through it, turn slightly right downhill. In the distance we can see Horsehouse. We cross over a little beck. Oh, we're not so far off Horsehouse now. Let's take a closer look. I hope this comes out all right because it's a lovely day, it's Coverdale, but it's just slightly misty today. As you make your way downhill, head towards the farm. As you head towards the farm, you'll see the old stile is blocked off at the top. Look to the right hand side, and just down below you've got a gate, and there's a sort of a broken footpath sign. We turn left through the gate there. Walk forward 100 yards. And then cross over the bridge, and that'll take you up to Horsehouse. Well, we've crossed the bridge. Horsehouse is just in front of us. We're making our way into Horsehouse now, turning left towards the pub and church. We just stood back at pub, we can see church in front of us, so we think we'll have a quick look at that. There's the church and churchyard. We just stood in the churchyard now. In front of us we've got the Thwaite Arms. We can see a seat just to the left hand side going up the road. We're going to stop there for a drink. We've just walked up past the seat to see if there's any parking, and we see there is enough parking for 3 or 4 cars, maybe 5, round the back of the houses. Well, we've just had a drink and a sandwich on the seat. We make our way across the front of the pub, turn left, and we're heading back towards the bridge now. Just before we go, we see the pub's open every night between 7 and 11, and Saturday, Sunday dinner time for food. So we're at back of the pub now, turning right, heading back towards the bridge. The sun's coming out, so we decide to take a quick shot while we can before we lose the light. We've got a sheep there just stood at the gate. He's going now, or she's going now. We head towards the bridge, but we don't cross over. We just keep walking along the side of the river, so the river's on our right hand side. We'll be back to you. We're still following the river. We keep going. We cross over a tiny stream. We see a footpath sign for Gammersgill. That's like a shortcut, but we're going to keep following the river. We're following the river path now. Like I say, there's a lot more to see down again the river. We're slowly heading towards Gammersgill now. Quite nice down here again the river, it really is. I think on a Bit warmer day, this will be a fantastic walk because it's beautiful countryside and plenty of wildlife. We're not getting a chance to film a lot, but they're flying about. It's not a bad afternoon now, it's 2:30 and it's warmed up a fair bit. Well, we're not far off Gammersgill now. When you go through your last stile, look to your left hand side, you'll see a house and a post in front of it. That's where we're heading, Gammersgill. See that? She's got 3 lambs there. 3 lambs, that's what we've been looking for all day. I can't see the lambs. I'll have to get a bit closer on this. She's coming back out. Well, talk about spring. 3 little lambs, that's a lot for a ewe. She's curious. I mean, these can't be more than a few days old at the most. Look at that, that's great, is that? You know, fantastic. Janice has just shouted there's a dipper. We look through the wall at the other side. We've got a white-faced black sheep there, look, with a tiny lamb. See if we can get a bit closer. There he is. He's just having a little feed there, look, through fence. And then just at left-hand side, look. Look at that, so we've got black in at back and 3 white ones there with mother. And you see his little tail there as he feeds. There he is. We've got a dipper here, let's have a quick closer look. Well, there he is, swimming there, I think. No, he's here. They're looking for insects, look in the water. We've just seen the lambs. Just before we head up to Gammersgill, we've spotted a dipper there. There he is, under water feeding, look. Far side at stone, on your left. There he is now, he keeps moving around, but he's feeding quite well. He's only about 60-80 feet away, he's been here for about 5 minutes now. He's gone. We'll go back and have a look at them lambs, see if we can get any closer. Well, she's pretty tame. Just see its little tail wagging there, look, as it feeds. Well, you can't get much closer than that, about 14-15 feet away from little lamb there, look. He's just having a little nibble, look. Well, we've left the little lambs, made our way up to Gammersgill. We come to a tiny little paddock. We cross it, come out onto the road and turn right. But we just stop for a second to admire the snowdrops. As we walk through the tiny paddock, we look to our left, there's a little stream coming in under the road. You can just see the end of it there. And the snowdrops at the far side, in between the fallen logs, covered in moss, look quite good. So we take a quick shot. So we've made our way out onto the road at Gammersgill, and we're just turning right down the road. We're heading towards Carlton now. We've got a motorbike and some noisy rooks. As we cross over the river, We take a quick shot to our left-hand side. We've got a couple of sheep there, look, grazing away. Walk forward down the road a couple hundred yards. Right-hand side, you've got a signpost saying Carlton, 1.5 miles. We go through the wall. We head across the corner of the field towards a water trough and a tiny gap in the wall. We take a quick shot at the scenery at the far side towards Swin side. Let's hope there's enough light to show you this, because it's beautiful countryside with the stone barns and the sheep and the little houses on the top. We're going down a tiny track now. Sometimes there's walls both sides, sometimes there's fence. But we can see bluebell bulbs coming up, so it won't be long till they're through. We walk to the end, cross over the bridge, turn slightly right. You can see the debris from the floods at the back of the bridge. We look to our right-hand side and we can see the farmer there, look. Spreading muck onto the land. We cross over the stile and head towards the gate in the distance. As we head forward, we can see the post. We've got 4 rams in this field. One in front's just resting near his feed. Well, he's not bothered. He's just going to carry on chewing. All 4 of them aren't bothered we're here. Quite tame. Just after the ram, we go down, cross a little bridge and back up the other side. We're not far off Carlton now. Before we go over the stile, we just look to our right-hand side there, look. Sun's coming out, it's a lot better now. And we've got a stone barn there. Tiny bit of snow on the hill at the back. You'll come out over the stile, follow the fence line and you'll see the gate at the side of the fence. You come out onto the road, turn left, walk up to the next bend and then go through the gate, turn in slightly right at the signpost. We've got a chance to take a few shots now on our right hand side in the late sort of evening sunshine, or should I say late afternoon sunshine. It's cleared a bit. The mist, there's still a bit of mist on the very top of the hills, but it's a lot better than it was earlier on. We keep going. You just cross over a stile when you come out into the next field, keep to the left-hand side of the telegraph pole and head up into the corner of the field. We go through a fence line and then over the stile. That should take us back towards the road. Well, we've made our way to the road now. You can turn right and go across the back of Carlton. We're going straight up the road towards the church, turning left, and we want to have a look at the waterfall at the back. We're in Carlton now, heading down towards the church. Wherever we look, there seems to be plenty of seats around. We look forward, we can see the telephone box. We turn left there, up the side of the church, and the waterfall will be about 5 minutes up there. So let's go and have a look. That seat I've just shown you, that's to the right hand side of it. But we're heading up towards the waterfall now. This isn't a bad start, just looking over the bridge. Janice, I'm coming right now. And there's the church there, look. And you've got more seating there. Well, we're heading up the side of the church towards the waterfall now. Well, we've never been up this little bit, so let's hope it's worth it. Well, this looks beautiful, does this? See that little tiny bridge there going over the stream? But we're just heading up the track there. We're told it's about 3 or 4 minutes up here now, that's all. Well, this is Melbeck, and there's your waterfall. Let's just get a bit closer now. As you can see, there must be another 10 foot above the main waterfall coming down there, look. Even a tiny little trickle coming down the base of the tree. Well, we've made our way down to the base. And I'd say that's 15 to 20 foot high, just that little piece alone. And it comes out of a spring in the quarry just further back. But that's quite impressive, and it's well worth the walk. Well, here we are in the old quarry. As we can see, there's like a water tank there. Whether it's still used or not, I don't know. Let's just take the zoom off a touch. There we are. And that water's coming out the old quarry face, the spring. And there's the setting. There's another little spring comes in from the right-hand side. We're turning round and going back down now. As we head back downhill, we see we've 2 more springs coming in, so that's 4 altogether, 1 main one and 3 side ones from the right. We see there's a seat at the top, just opposite the waterfall, so a good place to catch the sun and have a drink of tea. We're heading forward back to Carlton now. As we head downhill, we look slightly to our right. And we can see we've got Carlton there, looking at an old barn in the wall. As we look to our right hand side as we go down the hill, we've got the garage and a pint glass painted there, and that's the 300,000 they raised to open the pub. So we've just been talking to the garage owner, and they raised 300,000 to reopen this pub. It's a community pub. Let's go and have a look. Just before we show you the pub, we'll show you a little map of Carlton in Coverdale. It's just at the side of the pub. Well, there you are. We've got the Forester's Arms there. And if it's open, we're going to go in for a pint. And like I say, this is a community pub, is this? Owned by the village and anybody else who's put in to keep it going. It's open 7 nights a week, and it serves food. And there's accommodation as well. Just walk 50 foot past the Foresters, through the gate. In front of you, you've got like a round hill. What they think's a Norman motte. There's been a tiny little castle or lookout on top. There'll have been a lookout over the forests, maybe for the hunting in them days. After you've had a look, make your way back up onto the road. 100 yards, we're back at the car park. We hope you've enjoyed our walk in Coverdale. You've been walking with the taxi driver today.